You're watching the SCAC Player of the Week interviews. It's week 7 of the 2020-21 SCAC volleyball season. Today we're joined by the SCAC Volleyball Offensive Player of the Week, junior middle blocker Emma Funk of the Trinity University Tigers. And Emma, congratulations and thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Emma, you and the rest of your Tiger teammates now 12-2 on the season, winners of 8 straight, most recently a pair of victories over TLU this past weekend, winning 3-1 and 3-0. Just sort of take me through that team performance this past weekend, picking up 2 important wins. What was the biggest takeaway and most impressive thing from a team perspective in those 2 wins?
I would definitely say that our aggression serving, we had been working on it a lot over the course of this season, but it really kind of amped up this past week. And I'm just really proud of the focus that we had, because that was a big factor coming into playing this weekend, was keeping everything focused, because it is getting kind of towards that kind of lull in the season where things start feeling monotonous. And so really focusing on things that we can control, like our serving, our blocking, just basic footwork, was really a big focus point for us. And I think this weekend was important because we did drop a set, and that did kind of reality check us that if we're not keeping that focus, that any team can come and kind of catch us by surprise or just outwork us. So I definitely think keeping our focus and mental toughness was a big takeaway from this weekend.
Emma, individually, you were outstanding in the 2 wins, 19 total kills, averaging 3.8 kills per set, including a career high 11 kills in that opening match win over the Bulldogs. How are you able to be so successful out there on the floor for the Tigers, and what kind of confidence does a performance like that give you moving forward?
I definitely have to give a lot of credit to our setters and passers, because a lot of those kills were only made possible by the work that they were putting in. And definitely over this season, we've created a lot of chemistry and trust between the setters and the middles to try and really find the quickest pace possible to try and beat the block. And I definitely think that that stood out this weekend and helped me a lot in being able to see the court better, both with communication from the back row and telling me like where to hit, as well as the setters really running such a quick offense. It was keeping the blockers on their toes. And so I think those were definitely big contributors to me being able to have the success that I did. And it really just makes me feel confident to go up and just swing away, or maybe try something a little bit riskier, because I do know that I have the rest of the team covering me behind in case I get blocked or something like that. So I would definitely say having a lot of trust with everyone around me on the court kind of helps my confidence in maybe going for shots that I wouldn't normally go for. And I think that was something I was able to do this weekend with their help, obviously. So I can't take all the credit, but it definitely does build your confidence a lot.
As I mentioned, Emma, this team now 12-2 on the season. Looking back, those 2 losses, a tough result when you went up to Colorado College, but since then this team has really responded well. 8 straight wins, dropping just 1 set over the course of those 8 wins. What did this group, despite the results, kind of take away from that tough weekend, and how do you feel like this group is now better because of that?
I definitely think that those games kind of highlighted areas that we really need to improve on. So when we are in such a high caliber of play, that those aren't being exposed, especially our blocking and our serving were two of our strong points that didn't really show in those games. And so moving forward, we had a little bit more motivation, a little bit more of a chip on our shoulder to kind of come in to practice, work really hard, and try to really minimize the number of errors and hitting errors as well. And so I think these past 8 games, it's really shown our progression and focusing on our blocking as well as our serving, and just keeping each other a little bit more accountable on the court, as well as in practice. So not only in games, and just following through with the game plan and adjusting a little bit more during games, which I think that was important in our games against Dallas and TLU, was adjusting a little bit more to things that we weren't expecting to happen. And I think we've gained a lot of mental toughness over these past few games, and that was the biggest takeaway that we needed from Colorado. And I definitely think that it's a little bit more evident in our play now.
And finally, I'm going to wrap things up as you and your teammates start to get prepared for the SCAC tournament. I know there have been a lot of challenges this season, but what's kind of been the most rewarding, experience, the biggest takeaway you've kind of gotten from this season as you start to get prepared for the SCAC tournament?
I definitely think the biggest takeaway is how close we've been able to get as a team. We have a really good team culture, and our chemistry, despite everything that's happened this semester, not really being able to hang out as much as we usually would, it still remained super strong and close knit. And I definitely think that there's been a lot of trust building up from it that I think will benefit us next semester and the next season, as well as towards the end of this season, and really being able to lean on each other and have each other's backs and kind of help each other grow more mentally tough. So whenever we might be able to have spectators again, or can see each other outside of practice, things like that, those will all be a little bit more enriching because we have already kind of hit rock bottom in terms of where we derive our excitement from. And it's come a lot from our bench and each other on the court. We've had to dig a lot more internally to help motivate each other. And I think that's only made our team stronger as a whole and like as a unit. And I definitely think that it's been really rewarding to see the progression from the beginning of the semester, even the beginning of the fall semester to now. And I'm just excited to see that continue to build for the rest of this season and into the fall.
The past Christian Mississippi native in this week's SCAC Volleyball Offensive Player of the Week for Week 7 of the 2020-21 SCAC volleyball season, junior middle blocker Emma Funk of the Trinity University Tigers. Emma, again, congratulations on your honor and best of luck as you continue to move forward throughout your junior season.
Thank you so much.